Today is your day. I'm talking about the youth across the continent of Africa, across the 54 countries, and of course, the youth are people of African descent, specifically the youths, spread across the entire globe. It's your day today, and we are celebrating you, however, linking it to your contribution to development right here. You can join us with your thoughts, comments, and contributions through our Facebook page, Africa Global Radio, or on Twitter, AF Global Radio. Use the hashtag The Africa Lady Show. You can send us a message on +233 07064 680. Subscribe to our YouTube channel, Africa Global Radio. The show is live on africaglobalradio.com. You can listen later on demand on africaglobalradio.com. My colleagues are here, Epi, Mommy, and Hafiz Gunu, who just joined us. Hafiz,
No.
you missed it all the way, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's his youthful,
Charlie.
era. That time it was like he was in his heydays, and Weezy was.
Which year was that again?
Give me that was somewhere 2004. I think 6, 7, 8 thereabout.
Charlie, you're older.
I'm an OG man.
And also.
Behave yourself. Anyway, yeah, kudos, Weezy, Chris Brown. But anyway, let's get back to biz. Youth Day today, Hafiz, and there's all you cannot have a conversation or start a conversation, regardless of whatever platform it is that you're on, be it public, private. What sector it is, energy, what do you call it, natural resources, works, and anything, it cuts across without the elements of the youth in there. And considering the fact that the youth, Africa itself, the continent, is a youthful population. The most youthful country in the world is Niger. It's like plenty, ranging from the ages of 15 to 18, 21, and all of that. So it means there's a lot of human resource potential, manpower capacity going on here, and has to be utilized properly. However, maybe that has not been the case. But then, Hafiz.
Yeah, thank you very much, Barry. Youth and development. I think this is an all too familiar conversation. It's one we've had in varying capacities on this very platform.
Right.
Yes, and so it's one we've talked about every now and then. Now, when you say youth, you are looking at persons between the ages of 15 and 35.
Right.
Now, if you are going per the AU definition of youth, you are looking at ages between 18 and 35, so pretty much the same, but I think you get it.
Right.
Now, thankfully, it is one age demographic that Africa isn't at risk of running in short supply anytime soon. Because, we are tagged as the youngest continent for a reason.
Right.
Yes, 60% of the population is under the age of 25. Yes. And in fact, 2 in 3 Africans are younger than the age of 35.
2?
Yes.
Out of 3 Africans.
Yeah. So
Right.
that tells you how young the population is. But then, ironically, the continent seems to be the hub of some of the longest and oldest serving
Leaders? Why you took long to mention that? That's the truth now.
Yeah. And just to give you an idea, let's go to Cameroon.
Thank
Paul
you.
Biya,
The thing was running in my head.
88 years old.
Thank you. How many years in power?
I
Over
think
3 decades. Yeah, right.
This guy came to power, I think, somewhere in 82.
Thank you.
Yes, Paul Biya is 88 years. Alassane Ouattara of Cote d'Ivoire is 78. Muhammadu Buhari of Nigeria is 78.
And this is not the first time I'm in power.
Museveni of
Thank you.
Uganda,
Thank you.
77. Let me not go too far. Our own Akufo-Addo,
70-something, yeah.
Now, I haven't even gone into Sao Tome and Principe, Angola, and all those places.
Yeah, right.
Like Guinea, it gets worse. So,
You just stay here, it's fine. Yeah.
and you see, interestingly, the retirement age for any,
Public servants?
public servants
Mm.
across the continent, most, countries on the continent, is somewhere 60.
60, right.
But yet, interestingly,
We still have people.
after 60, you can still,
Run a country.
for the highest office.
Right, that's weird,
Don't you
man.
find that weird?
Very. Which clause says that? You get that thing and tear it off.
It's just so strange.
Yeah.
Now, interestingly, I'm going for leadership for one reason.
Mm.
Why am I? Because you see, for any real opportunity to trickle down to the youth,
Right.
it starts at the very
At
top.
the top, yeah. top-down approach.
in
to
terms
it,
of policy,
Yeah.
deliberate policy to get the youth into certain
all kinds
areas.
of sectors. Yeah.
That is where it starts from. But unfortunately, these are the age brackets of the men we have at the very
Occupying our
top
spaces,
running
right.
the show.
Hmm.
And trust me, these are people that are not in any hurry to change the status quo. Okay, I mean, the paths to these officers is littered with people or gatekeepers that are hell bent on keeping the status quo, and that is why it's so difficult for any young man or woman looking to run for office, because that is where it gets even very difficult.
Oh dear.
Because you get words like, "Oh, you are inexperienced, you are
young.
youthful exuberance." Blah, blah. I mean, youthful exuberance has become synonymous with recklessness.
Exactly. Yeah. You're not doing the right thing. You're
are
prone
young.
to just do it.
Yeah,
to
you
mess
are
it
young,
up.
so you are prone to making mistakes and everything.
Exactly.
And so, I mean, you run for office, and you might end up running all your life, and not for office, but from office.
Dude.
Yeah. I mean, a case in point is this guy, Bobby Wine,
Bobby Wine, yeah.
ghetto president of Uganda.
With Bobby Wine, there's a lot of, attributes to why he shouldn't even be in power.
No,
You know.
see, the young man was just trying something.
Changing a new leaf from the ghetto life
And besides,
to wanting to represent people.
and we saw what happened to him on the campaign
Right,
field.
yeah,
He was in a bulletproof vest all over the place. Why is that even happening?
Exactly, yeah. When he could have actually done openly without
Exactly.
having to fear for his life, right? Yeah, that's true.
And so, I mean, this whole situation has created a situation where young men and women leave school and have nowhere to turn to. There isn't a clear-cut idea or path of where exactly you are turning to.
Right.
And so, and these idle young men and women are potential security threats.
Oh yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
you read about the recent report by the National Security Ministry
It's
and
a
how
huge
it is.
situation.
It's a big, yeah, exactly.
And
yeah,
I think
in our days.
one man that covered it best, this whole situation best, was the American novelist James Baldwin. He said, "Look,
Okay.
the most dangerous creation of any society is a man who has nothing to lose."
Wow.
And I think, I mean, it doesn't get better than that. And so this is maybe the reality. I mean, I'm just saying it as it is, but that is the reality, and I'm sure it's not something that.
Could you say that again? Could you repeat that again?
Oh,
The quotes that you just quoted.
James Baldwin.
Yeah.
Yeah, he says the most dangerous creation of a society
Right.
is a man who has nothing to
To
lose.
lose, exactly. I think similar, quotes were said were by Archbishop Duncan Williams here in Albies, Ghana.
Oh, okay,
If
okay.
if a youth has nothing to lose, he goes all out fighting
Exactly.
till the end,
They
and
do
that's
just
very
about
dangerous.
anything.
Exactly.
And you see how this, I mean, terrorism has become a problem in
yeah.
the region and everything.
Absolutely,
And
absolutely.
these are easy targets when they want to recruit.
Oh yeah,
into their
'cause
fold
at the end of the
into
day,
their
there's
ranks and
nothing for me. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just going out.
And so these are the situations that we have. Now, fortunately, in certain jurisdictions, we have young men and women trying to change this whole situation
status
because it
quo.
starts there. Okay, and I think somewhere in 2017, 2018,
Right.
in Nigeria, there was this hashtag, not too young to run. I don't know if you caught it.
I think I did. I did. I did. I
and
did.
basically, it wanted to
Just sending a message to the top, you know.
Yes. The whole idea was to reduce the age limit for the presidency, because previously it was around 40. That's not even youth anyway.
Exactly.
The
Yeah, you've
definition of
crossed.
age.
Yeah, you have crossed. Yeah, but at least 40 is good enough to run.
It's
for
not.
president.
It's not good enough,
Dude,
What's wrong with 30s?
Okay, where are you going now?
Okay, so and thankfully, I think Buhari listened. Yes.
And reduced it.
Yes. So there was a review. So I
Okay.
think the presidential limits in Nigeria now, I think from 40 it was reduced to 35.
Okay.
For governors, from 35 it was reduced to 30.
30, right?
Yes, and I think 25 and over, you are eligible to run for either national and state assemblies,
Okay,
or
right.
so. It's a good start. I'm not saying it's the best, but it's a good start.
Yeah, I mean, I like the fact that you started with the whole, age and how older, some leaders of African
And let me just wrap up with this. Now, remember when the special prosecutor
Here.
appeared
In our
before
base.
the appointments.
Yeah, I remember the issue
parliament
about
appointments
age
committee.
came into the context.
Now,
Yeah.
for those that didn't or don't exactly know what exactly it is about, okay, so he was asked about his age being an issue and everything.
Okay.
Now, here was his response. I mean, it's just gold. So,
I mean, yeah, you should
Now-
expect that from
now,
that.
let me just quote what he said. He said, I turned 43 years on 2nd July. I qualified to be the president of the Republic. I am age mates with the president of the French Republic, and I am a year older than the Minister of Justice and Attorney General.
Right.
We were mates at the University of Ghana.
Thank you.
There's no question about his age.
Thank you.
Why then throw issues about my age?
Thank you.
Mic drop.
Yeah, it was out of that battle. Special prosecutor. I mean, there's a guy who's an independent body. I mean, he's no longer an independent body supposed to prevent, investigate, prosecute corrupt leaders and those in offices trying to loot the state of and all of that. But yeah, of course. I mean, I was actually going to mention that Emmanuel Macron, 43 years of age. Justin Trudeau. I think 49 thereabout. Yeah, I mean, and they sit comfortably with these guys, and give the youth a chance. Anyway, the discussion is all about the youth because today is World Youth Day, and I believe across the globe, our world leaders will definitely be having seminars and what have you with regards to the youth and how they're prepping them to take over tomorrow because clearly you would not be there forever, but what measures are you putting in place to ensure that tomorrow that youth that is today ready for tomorrow? Okay, Epi, let me hear from you, then I switch to Mame. Yeah,
Hi, Barry.
what's up?
Nothing much.
Are you ready to take a leadership role?
Which one?
I don't know, and it's kind of like weird whenever someone below a certain age occupies a public office, the youngest person, then we start making a fuss out of it. As if the person cannot sit in an office like that. It's just weird.
We need to celebrate such wins
No,
anyway, but
that's the thing, but it shouldn't be that way. It should be a normal thing.
We should
I don't know if you get me. Like, the youngest MP. Everybody wants to see the youngest MP.
Huh.
So it's not a place for a young person. Come on, guys. Anyway, Effie, let's hear you. I know, right?
I think looking at the International Youth Day, the fact that we're looking at the contribution of the youth to development. So far, I've sat here countless times, brought you good news, and most of them have covered on startups that youths mainly have been spearheading, especially looking at this COVID-19 times.
Right.
We've seen a lot of fintechs pop up here and there, and they've done very great and amazing things. And it's something that we can't necessarily turn a blind eye to. They've actually contributed a lot to the economy of the nations they find themselves in. Nigeria is one of such countries that has benefited a lot from this whole startup thing. And most of these startups are being initiated by the youth. Now, they identify problems in the nation.
Okay.
From agriculture, you have Vilgrow, you have different of them, alluvial agriculture, so many of them. And they're doing a lot to be able to make things work and to make things easy.
Okay.
Now, the mentality has actually shifted from let's wait and see what the government can do for us, or the government can't do it, or the government has to do it,
Right.
or let's call upon the government to what can I do to better the lives of the people around me.
True.
It's like they moved from a personal space. They realized the problem that they were facing, and they thought, hey, what can I do to change it? What can I do about it?
Okay.
So then they started finding solutions that had direct impact of the people around them. And indirectly, once you're doing something that is generating income, you're going to pay tax in a way. And that is contributing. Most of these African countries, Nigeria especially, has benefited from startups. Startups that have grown, that have come up all from COVID and even before COVID. All those startups actually have contributed a lot to keep Nigeria's economy afloat. Looking at how oil and everything had to go down because, look, everybody was concerned about their life.
Right.
Nobody was in the mood to come and now talk about the price of a barrel of oil or something.
Yeah.
So the startups is what kept people. And these startups were created by the youth who built them around essential things. You're talking about food, agriculture.
Okay.
You're talking about healthcare, saving lives. ensuring that quality healthcare goes to people, and they're inculcating technology and doing all of this. Now, you're also looking at what? Finance. We're stuck at home, but we have to make money.
Exactly.
How do I make money and make it easy? And how do I still keep myself safe? So contactless payments. Fintech. You have Flutterway from Nigeria that especially right now it's actually PayPal has actually reached out to them.
Right.
And so it tells you they're broadening their scope. You understand? You look at Rwanda's zipline.
Yeah.
It's not a joke. It's something that has been carried on by different African countries. They're implementing it in their own ways so they could reach people in the rural areas and save lives. So I think it's something that we can say the youth have contributed a lot for me for this span of years. And I think then it wasn't something that could have been magnified because we didn't really see it.
Okay.
But this whole 2-year period, the whole toughness of the situation has actually brought to light the resilience of the youth.
Right.
It's put into action, into practicality when we say the youth are actually the backbone of the nation.
Right.
This is what it means. This is what it actually has brought it down. And look, people are making a lot of money. Nations are making a lot of money. You have startups, something like Africa Arena like this. I mean, closing deals between $1.2 billion and $1.8 billion just at the end of last year.
Wow. Whoa.
And that was supposed to be a year that was
$1.2
difficult.
billion dollars.
Yes.
Wow. And this is a conglomerate of made up of youth, you know?
And
Right.
that was supposed to be a year that was like difficult.
Exactly.
Throwing us into a chaotic
You know,
field that we
that's-
couldn't find our way.
That's the part that I was even about to mention. In a space or in an era or in a period where things are extremely difficult, COVID-19 has set itself here and set everywhere ablaze. The thing is, you still find out that the teeming youth out there still find their way out and try to make something out of nothing.
They keep
You know?
doing it. They keep doing it. I mean, I don't know. I think I spoke about the bloodless malaria test
Yeah,
found by some youth from Uganda. Yes, I also spoke about the hack for good that was actually changing how the continent's narration from aid to Africa to made in Africa.
Right.
I've spoken about so many renewable energy startups that are doing a lot.
Right.
And I believe if these people get the needed support, trust me, because if they are just making this amount of money on their own in such
Imagine
a chaotic
what
time,
they can do.
in such a
with
time
the
that
support.
finances are strained,
Right.
what can they do if the times are normal
Absolutely.
and if they have the right support?
Thank you, Epi. The show is Africa Daily on Africa Global Radio. We're talking youth and development. Hafiz made mention that, I mean, this is kind of like a conversation that has been on and on and on, but we seem to not have actually come up with like the real, resolution or something that's going to minimize or limit the rate at which we talk about the youth and development. Because anytime we talk about it, however, it's still like the same old thing. Mommy,
Hi, Barry.
want to throw some shots? Because I know you got some jab in there.
Oh, no, I do not.
Or you want to take it easy today? I mean, let it out. It's your day, so you talk about it or whatever it is that's bothering you.
You know I like peace. I'm a very peaceful person.
Yeah, but not in this era. This times.
Oh, I'm always peaceful.
Right, okay. Anyway, that is relative. Everybody's got their definition of you being peace. Anyway, so yeah, youth and development today.
I mean, like you said, we're always talking about youth and development. And
Yeah.
we're always going on and on about how the youth is the future of tomorrow, but we're
Yeah.
not giving them the opportunities.
Exactly.
I mean, we talk about unemployment and it is the youth. Most people come out of the university and then there's nothing to do.
Right.
So how are we empowering this youth to take up to bring about these developments that we want to see? And I mean the youth are looking up to the elder people in this day and age, and if we are not setting the right examples for the youth that you're saying is the future of the nation, then what are we doing? Because I remember when I was in the university, I had this classmate and he was talking about, how I want to enter politics.
Yeah.
Then I asked him why.
Yeah.
Because I want to go and enjoy my share of the national cake.
Right. That's the easy place to be at.
Yeah, because
To
that's
enjoy
what
it.
that's what the people we are looking up to are doing.
Yeah.
So if we are saying every day the youth is the future of Africa, the youth is the future of the nation, and we are not setting good examples for them, then we are not doing anything.
Not at all.
So, in as much as we talk about youth and development, we should be setting good examples
Yeah.
for the youth to follow. Because these days, because there's nothing to do, you find people engaging in all sorts of illegal and fraudulent activities.
Yeah.
And if right now they are the youth and they are not even the leaders of the nation yet, and this is what they are doing, what happens
when
the older generation is gone? And what example are the youth setting for the younger generation?
Yeah, very sad. Very, very sad. Hafiz.
Quickly, yes, you see, one of the problems we also have is, there's cliches that usually get thrown around about youth being, and one of the examples that we have is what she just said, youth being the leaders of tomorrow.
Yeah.
Oh, they are young, we are the leaders of tomorrow. No.
Is that a lie?
How about today? What happened to today?
Exactly. Yeah, what happened?
That tomorrow never even
It never came.
Huh.
It never came.
That tomorrow
It's
never
true. It's a
comes.
cliche now. Stop saying it.
It's just gone still. Like, you just get tired of hearing it.
Yeah.
Oh, we are the leaders of tomorrow.
It's
When is that tomorrow coming?
It's a non-realistic
they
comment.
say we are the leaders of tomorrow to justify some of the things they do. Because you go to most of these government agencies and the
Right.
person is 70 and they cannot even see what they're doing and they're still in that position because
You remember I was telling you about this is it an ambassador or a minister of state who was struggling to stand on his feet? The guy was practically, what's that condition?
Parkinson's?
Yes, he's shaking. The guy is literally
Anxiety.
shaking. Yes. And people had to hold him from his car to his office. And this guy is still a minister of state or whatever it is that he's
No,
doing.
but you see, there's a cultural element to it where
yeah.
there's a lot of reverence
And
to
respect.
seniority
Yes.
when it comes to culture in Africa. So a young man or woman that is trying to do something different, you're
It's seen
seen
as
as a rebel.
disrespectful. Yeah, you're disrespecting.
Outlaw.
You're seen as a rebel.
I think we really need to change that mentality.
No.
You're doing the right thing, and then because absolutely. I think we are brought up and of course guided by our cultures, right? Because way of life where you grew up is kind of like the way you. But believe me, every human instinct can tell when something is actually not right. You can tell. It's just there. It's automatic. You can tell.
yeah, and I think this whole throwing about this seniority cap thing is the reason why some of the youth today can't speak up. for
Exactly. And you see, someone made the comment some time ago, guys. He said, look, when you're making a comment on something that is something that's going wrong, then someone was like, oh, we have been living in peace. You want to start a revolution, because when you mention something like this and someone also agrees to whatever you're saying, then it means that they will come out and start rebelling.
You're
Is
disrupting the flow.
it that mention, if I identify a wrong thing going on and I mention it and people join me and support me to actually stop that thing, is that me what you call destabilizing?
Now, remember I mentioned gatekeepers to some of these that are hell-bent on maintaining
The status quo, yeah, the way it's supposed to be, yeah.
supposed to be.
Yeah.
And these are some of the things you get. I mean, every now and then. I mean, you are reminded of your age at every time. Respect
yeah.
your seniors.
Yeah.
Yes.
I mean, it's not just about even getting access to some of these things. There's issues of corruption here
Yeah.
and there.
Yeah.
There's even how costly the whole process is.
It is. Yeah. Imagine,
Look
yeah,
at
to
the
file
filing
fee, yeah, for a youth.
So youth afford it.
Exactly.
From a legal.
But you see, the thing here is you're saying seniority. Yet you guys walk in your suits and go to the younger heads of states in the other European developed country and go sit down there
and beg for
and then are you not double your age? That guy, you are double his age and you are going down there lying on the floor. Come on, guys. And someone, I think one of the hashtag or one of the demands by the hashtag fix the country. I think one of the groups, the conveners, are actually talking about. It's actually one of these groups. They were saying that there's the need for the constitution to be reviewed, and certain elements of it should be changed.
Yeah, I saw that.
It's punishing. There's nothing building. And when you build, you definitely need the youth to occupy these places because at the end of the day, it's these young bloods, these active boiling blood that are looking for places to actually exhibit what they have to do. But then, no, we still have that same old. And the thing is, the worrying part for me is that it's not even manifesting.
But you see, there's also this understanding or thinking that once you are old, you are wise.
Oh, guy. There's that old saying that what an old man can see what.
No. Let me just come with what we have seen.
Yeah.
In this past weeks, in this past month.
It doesn't work. Guys.
Right now, we are not sticking with what is old is wise. So we are sticking with what is old is seldom wise.
You see, the thing is, I mean, the wisdom behind this whole idea of the old being wise is that, well, it's because of the way it was back in the
days,
yes, in ancient times and everything, where, before you even attain old age, you must have done something incredible.
Yeah.
You must have fought battles.
Your legacy is unprecedented.
Look, older folks were hard to even see around.
Yeah.
Why? Because it's not easy. They were fighting battles, and a lot of them wouldn't even get to see that age, so they will end up dead.
Yeah.
So when you saw an old man, you're like, you have to give the person his due.
That's due respect, yeah.
Because he didn't get to that age sitting around.
But the difference between
Right.
them and those here is that those they actually did something that
Right now?
benefited
But you see,
the generation before after them.
exactly. But we are no longer in an era where we, fight battles and conquer territories and everything.
They had to
So the
fight
spare, yeah?
corruption.
We are in the era of looting.
They had to fight corruption. They are not fighting it.
so exactly. So chances of someone being a fool at 40,
Yeah,
we
right.
still have that.
Okay, before we continue, I think we have some comments here,
You
that
just
some
said
comments that
that.
we want to read.
Well-
Guys, I think let's just take a real quick comment here. This is from Tadi Wanashi Mutera. She says, actually, the youth are contributing by sharing their thoughts and views with more powerful people in their nations for better development in their states. Okay. Got something there, Epi, I want to go with. And this is actually based on the big question for the week. How is Africa's youth contributing to nation development? They're actually doing it. It's just that they don't get that needed support from, the necessary or the states that, the various ministries or sectors of the states that can actually provide them with these supports. Yeah, Mami, you've got something there? Okay, so let me quickly take this one. It says, Carrington Mutizira says, Africa's youth is contributing to the nation to the nation building by conducting congregations where people contribute ideals upon a challenge to overcome such challenge, and also working on projects that give rise to the economy, society, and even politics, if we are to look at the junior parliament. Okay, that one, guys, got any you want to read there? Okay, Maud. All right, should be on standby a bit. Yeah, I'm on the red. Yeah, the red light has caught me. So, Epi, you got one? Let's take that real quick so we can move on. But hey, we are in a very I don't know.
You were talking about how the youth is not getting the needed support. There's that, and they are not listening to us. They are not even hearing us at all.
I mean, we vent every time.
I mean,
and then
this
nothing
whole
has
Fix
been-
the Nation demonstration that took place here in Abbey's Ghana was started by one person,
Yeah, just a hashtag.
and he's a part of the youth.
Right.
So it's like there's not supporting, and then there's not listening to us at all. Because if the leaders of the nation decide to listen to the youth, we won't be having all of these things.
No.
And the demands they are asking for are reasonable demands.
And I don't. Anyway, Epi.
Yeah, so this is from Lucas
Okay.
Nyenyeni.
Right.
And he says Africa's youth are the backbone of the nation. Youths nowadays, they believe in education. So by
Okay.
educating youths, they will develop the nation in terms of technology, infrastructure, and many other activities.
Okay.
Now, youth are learning 21st century skills like how to use the internet. And internet is now the major source to run a business. So
Right.
youth will be able to do that. Great One says that teaching a man how to fish is better than giving him fish.
Okay.
So youth plays a big role in nation building. Right now too, this one, okay, Memori Kashanyanyama. I hope I didn't.
Yeah. Go with it. Let's hear it.
It says the youth of our generation are people who are energetic and are able to do various things, such as creating employment through the fundamental projects they start of their own.
Okay.
Thus, encourage economic growth. Also, they are involved in the arts and culture, where they help us as Africans not to forget our culture, our norms and beliefs, which helps the nation to produce citizens which are free or who are free of rebellions. And also, youth of our generation are involved in the various groups which give awareness of HIV and AIDS, thus helping the nation and reducing the number of infected people.
Okay. Thank you. Mami, anything that you might want to
Yeah,
take
this one is from
yeah.
Janeti Nemadiva.
Okay.
And she says the greatest wealth and strength of any nation is its youth.
Right.
Therefore, if we want to ensure the bright future of our nation,
Okay.
we first need to strengthen and empower our youth.
Okay.
The youth are also responsible for bringing social reform within a country. Youth have a role to renew and refresh the current status of a nation, including leadership, innovation, and skills.
Okay.
They are best able to propose and implement, making a real difference to people in the nation.
All right. Thank you. I think this is what time for minutes because there are a lot of messages, but we're going to be continuing with that tomorrow right here on the Africa Daily Show. But finally, let me quickly find out from you guys. What do you think can be the solution to actually? It seems we are locked. We are chained invisibly. And there's the need to liberate and give the youth that power to be to also, play their role as the youth in contributing to nation development. And of course, those who want to take upon entrepreneurial role do so. Hafi, let me start with you, and then to Epi and Maud.
Yeah, I think first and foremost we need to, a very quick look at, the political, atmosphere and the political climate. More youths should be encouraged to run for some of these offices.
Okay.
It's where the real change starts from. Because yes, then you're able to make a certain level of input into whatever debate or conversation is going on.
Yeah.
Right now in the floor of Parliament, how many young men or women do you have, that would sit there?
They don't feel exactly what we are feeling.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That can relate to the everyday struggles
on the
of a
streets.
young man or a young lady
Exactly,
on the
man.
streets. Because, like it or not, if it's an older folk, there's that generational gap as well, where, for some reason, they are out of touch with your realities, the realities of today.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Because there's a reason you sit with some of them and they're like, constantly making reference to their time.
Yeah, our time. Dude,
in our time it was
21st century, wake up.
Well, your time is gone.
It's gone.
Okay, and the challenges I face now is different from your time.
Far worst.
Okay, and
actually.
times change. And so, if we encourage young men and women to run for some of these offices and be a part of the decision-making process, then would have, certain laws being put out or certain decisions being put out that would inure to our favor in the long run anyway.
Right. And don't you also think the lavish nature or the lavish level of politics should also be to be reduced to its minimum level? When you're vying for that position, you don't get
that's a whole other
you don't get a V8, you get a Picanto. To run with.
These offices come with certain perks.
Right,
they seem to be the pull factor.
Exactly.
And it's something we'll have to look at. Yes, because at the end of the day, that seems to be the motivation for
exactly.
And that shouldn't be so. You should be going to these spaces
to represent people,
to want to serve,
to speak for the people. All right, thank you, Hafiz. Epi, real quick.
I think they should actually listen to the youth and consider them as well. I also feel that give them more opportunities to be able to do different things.
Okay.
It's not just in politics, even in business, in certain cases.
Right.
You have most people trying to jump into startups and all that. I still believe they should create a conducive atmosphere for startups as well. Because if you're going to be thrown into these governmental sectors and then you're going to have to be fighting with a 70, 80-year-old man for the very same position, you're definitely not going to get it.
Yeah.
So then if that's the case, they are compelled to go out to start something on their own.
Right.
But if you don't make the grounds good enough for them, it becomes difficult. Because we've had startups, we interview this chocolate lady that they have to actually pay for buying something right here in the content, because it's terrible.
Sad, man,
so they should look at the conditions for growth.
Okay, thank you, Epi. Last but not least, Mummy.
Yeah. I would just say that we should find courage in ourselves to speak up against the elderly when we see that something is not going right.
Not disrespect.
Not disrespect.
Speak the right
up
thing.
when you see wrong happening.
Right.
Because, I mean, they say that wisdom is found in old age.
Absolutely.
There's that, and there's not every old person being wise.
Yeah. That's a
Yeah,
nice way to put it.
topic.
No, that's a nice way to put it.
Yes, there's wisdom
no
being
better
found
way to
in
put
old
it.
age,
Yeah, man.
and there's old age. I've even forgotten what I said.
She's heading down the lane to doom. It's okay. We understand.
Yeah, so I mean, if you see wrong being done,
Right.
irrespective of the age of the person,
Try
you
to
should
mention
learn
it.
to speak up because they're always throwing around, do you know my age? And
Yeah.
I'm an older person. So
Yeah.
we see wrong happening and then we shut our mouths.
Yeah.
I mean, we see wrong
Out of
happening.
respect.
You speak out.
Yeah.
Like my mom does this thing where maybe we are watching TV. They're
Okay.
talking about political issues, national issues,
Yeah.
and then you hear something and you get angry and you're talking. She's like, that person is an older person. I'm like, this is an older person.
But what he's
they're not doing the
like,
right
what he's
thing.
done, exactly.
And one time I read a story about a woman. She was like, they were in a car and then this man wasn't wearing a nose mask. And he was on the phone and he was just shouting. And they told him, put your nose mask on. This man just got angry. Do you know how old I am? Do you know how many kids I have? How many
Okay.
grandkids I have? I'm like,
But you're sitting in a trotro. No, but you're sitting in a trotro.
so it's like, you're old. If you're old and you
on.
want to be respected, just
Yeah,
do what's
do the right thing,
So let's have
exactly.
the courage to speak up.
Lead
for
by
ourselves.
example. Thank you very much, guys, and of course to all our listeners.
If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like it, subscribe, and share.